Ah. Ramming. Too far right. Hi, Chris. It ain't morning. It's 28 minutes afternoon. Start. Man, I wish I was an hour behind me too. I would have another hour in the day right now. Woke up late, all stuffed up because I forgot a respirator doing those videos last night. And feel like absolutely horrible today. But hey, it happens when you get ahead of yourself and don't take the time to go, oh yeah, I need a respirator before I stand. I wish I could zoom that in more. For the record, this is less than a foot away. I guess as much as bad as I thought it was. Yeah, well. So yeah, so just here playing with the laser today. Figured I'd see if anybody wanted to join. Need somebody to talk to because I got a whole bunch of these pins to burn up. Considering I spilled a bunch of them last night with my cutting board. Some people call it board butter, but I'm not sure. That's what I labeled these because I'm lazy. But this cutting board finish, homemade. I got the recipe the other day. It's like, oh, I can actually do that. Once these sell out, I might do a video on how to do it. I didn't want to do it on video the first time I made it, though. And I hear that, man. I love Fridays. Too bad I got to work this one. Oh, yeah. I'm ready for a nap. The other reason I'm hoping I got people to talk to. I need to get some stuff done. So it's probably pretty much going to be it, Chris. If I get anyone to talk to, I'll be chatting. People have questions for like different things I do and make. You know, I'm always willing to talk about that stuff or anything in general. Anytime I got a lot of repetitive stuff that I can sit back, kick back and relax, I definitely try to jump on because I don't have to focus on this as much unless I'm setting the can down, which only takes a minute and really I can talk while I'm looking. Plus, I'm just doing this because I'm too stupid to buy stickers. And it's really not someone's made that, so I'm just like, I got a laser. Let's make it do laser things. Justify the expense of buying it. Yeah, I definitely get that, man. I get burned on that stuff so quick. Granted, I also used to. At one point, I was that close to teaching people how to shoot professionally for a living. Then it was right before the world started going crazy, and then it hit right before I made the call, and I'm just like, you know what? I could do it, but it takes such a toll on me mentally and emotionally that I'm just like, I don't want to do this. Not every day. I still have the knowledge, I still have the skill. I just not something I want to do with my life. I will, one way CJ actually got me on the show there because I am very knowledgeable. So. Yeah. Oh, that'd be funny if I don't have any finger down here. I think I took it up with a comment the other day. Yeah, that's right. I'm a professional. You got a drink of with alcohol with it? Wow, I ain't got nothing in here. It's only like the fifth time I've really worked in a shop since I lost part of my fingertip too. In here. Actually, the saw that you can almost see right up there. And actually, that's not the saw, that's the shelf below where the saw is sitting. Still has a little bit of my red blood on the one part of it though. It's my reminder every time I use it, be careful. Really, I'm just lazy. Let's be honest. Oh, hi, Katie. Yeah, I'm just chilling with the laser, Katie. So, I forgot I need to change that speed. We're gonna have to do that before I do the next one. I mainly just jumped on CJ's to help him out, but he got me on panel the first time to talk specifically about some knowledge I have in the bird dog case, because they had a lot of questions about the whole shooting portion of that stuff. I jumped in to give them my knowledge. But yeah, not quite centered on their perfect, but most of the time when you hand apply stickers, they're not either. Still trying to figure out how to get that to look perfect, but yeah, that's all I'm doing today is engraving that with some homemade cutting board seasoning, oil, butter, whatever you want to call it. And boy, do I got a bunch of these that need to get done. All right, we're gonna toss that down there. Then I've gotta get out of this page. But I know I'm not connected to the internet. I don't have internet. Okay. That. Outer ring. We're going to bump this up to 30 because this is not a type of metal that this laser is powerful enough to affect the color of. So I'm just taking it back up to the regular speed. Because certain materials with laser actually can cause different colors depending on how much hot or cold you get the spot on there, which you adjust the heat by how long the laser's in contact and how much power you're putting behind it. So with these, I'm just cranking up to 100% because yeah, it's actually, I don't want to. That is not what I wanted. I want to speed everything up just a hair more because it doesn't actually. I'm in the realm of it's not affecting it, so let's just save the time. If anybody's chatting, I'll be checking it in a second. I'm gotta get everything done on the computer real quick. It's too hard to look over this and show y'all what I'm doing. Oh, hi, SRV! It's SRV right there. Hi. Good. Start. Don't let them push them be. Let's speed that up. Why is it going slower? Hi. I don't hear any froggies yet. Oh, in that case, ribbit, 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 ribbit. This is my Froggy's SRB. Oh, and as soon as I get off of here, all I got to do is track down my packing paper that I've got upstairs, and I'll be throwing your stuff in a box and getting it to hopefully shipped out by tomorrow. Well, if they were being naughty, maybe they got what they wanted, and now they're happy, so they're quiet. Although on Sax, I still never got that audio file. Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. Ribbit. Sorry, I gotta plug this phone in. It dies way too fast without it. I'm already down 9%, and it started off at 100. And I've only been live for what? 16 minutes? Plus, I got to finish cleaning a few of them up, like the first attempt. I got to get that cloudiness out of there, which isn't hard. It just takes a little time. I also got to clean up a bunch of coasters and spray a bunch of polyurethane later. So I'm doing after I get off of here. But first, I got to get all my tins burnt. I hope so. I missed the froggy noises. Yeah. I actually forgot I had one down here. I had one of these for sale on my table in my last shed too that does no engraving. Once I'm done getting yours cleaned up, I'm going to clean this one up at the same time. No engraving, just the ocean with the beach and seashells. This will be on my table. Hopefully the next show, and hopefully I get invoiced for the one I should be in Sunday. Even though I just found out work wants me in Sunday night because we're shutting the plant down for a few weeks. It's going to be a fun 2 weeks in there. If anybody's ever watching these in replay, I also can do one without adding up anything to extra and still giving you a little bit of the ocean effect in the back face of your wine glass. They're actually not that much money, so I try to keep everything affordable. I thought you were cleaning. That's not cleaning if you're watching me. Don't mind me. I think I'm hilarious. Good to know. But yeah, and once you get back, if you do want to do anything, I know at one point you're talking about having that egg made. Just once you get the stuff, let me know or beforehand so you know what all to grab. I mean, they really, if it's what I'm thinking you want, it's really not going to take a whole lot. I mean, I cheat. I buy shells because I don't go to the beach. Did you see what I got jinxed on my YouTube video this morning? That was funny. Yeah, I mean, I just dropped one off to grab later. But, you know, there's 4. I usually do 2 to 3 on one of those wine glasses. A little bit of sand. I had said something about her first comment she put on there. I was, "Hi, Jinx." in a second reply to myself, I said, "Wow, that's really fun to yell. It's almost as bad as if I travel with someone named Jack, because if I see him across the airport, or because I can't travel with my friend Jack, because if I see him across the airport, I always like to yell hi to him, and it's really frowned upon to yell hi Jack in a crowded terminal." Still one of my favorite jokes of all time. Best part is I heard it from a pilot. Yeah, if anybody ever has any interest in general aviation, I highly recommend Uncontrolled Airspace, the General Aviation podcast. Very entertaining trip if you guys. I think they're still active. I got out of listening to podcasts a while ago. I'm trying to get back into it, but that was a group of three private pilots that had way too much of an effect on my childhood. Very upset when I found out I don't think I qualified for my first private pilot. I don't think I could pass the medical certification that you have to have for it. So, whatever. But those guys were hilarious. Especially the fact that the guy that cracked that joke is also served on a nuclear submarine and could go into nuclear physics from cracking stupid jokes at the snap of a finger. Kind of like me, except I can't go into nuclear physics, but I can be one of the smartest people you'll ever meet and then go to crack a stupid joke in the very next line. Hey, Grizz, you finally made it! What the heck? I hit framing. Why aren't you going to let me frame this? Thank you. It's better than what I told my mom joke-wise this morning. I heard her face palm herself while she was driving. It was bad. It was really bad. And start. Yeah, that's usually me to let the dog out in between my naps after work, man. I get it. Although I woke up at like 3, 4 o'clock this morning, couldn't sleep. So I've been up just kind of exhausted all day. But I got my errands ran, so hey, there's that. Oh, hi, Pam. No, these are 10. I actually was working on this last night in the background when I was on panel with CJ. This is cutting board butter. It's what you put on your cutting board, bowls, stuff like that, in order to keep them from cracking, splitting, or letting water or bacteria get into it and build up. And all I'm doing is engraving my logo into them. Any cutting board I sell is including one of these per board or bowls. I think these would be a great addition to my bowls. And I'm not selling a whole lot of them, so I'm trying to think of ways to, I don't want to say entice, but sweeten the deal a little bit. Even though I do think my bowls are absolutely beautiful. I've got about 3 dozen of them upstairs that I refuse to let go of. Hey, SRB's back. Oh. I do sleep, man. I got about 4 hours last night. But when you work night shift and you want to try to maximize what you can get done in a day and run a side business, when you're starting off, you learn to function on no sleep. Hey, I had my hands in this stuff for a while last night. It's actually what the crock pot right there is down here for. I bought it just for making that, and I don't have one, so I was like, huh. And it's all food safe ingredients, so if I need a crock pot for dinner now, I got one. All I gotta do is scrub it out, and it's ready to go. If I had kids, I wouldn't be able to do the business right now. Although, speaking of kids, anybody recognize that little dude? That resin's full of air bubbles, but that's a little construction worker, carpenter guy. Still need to put him in an egg. I don't know if it'll work though, because it's bad. It is a Lego dude. He was going to be my first one, but then my custom guys came in before I was able to get him on the lathe, and I was like, huh, I'd rather do my custom guy. Yeah. Sorry, I'm paying for forgetting the respirator and recording 2 bull videos last night. I inhaled way too much sawdust. My sinuses are great. So if I sound funny, that's why. And I'm right there with you, dude. She definitely needs a break. I just had a random thought. Would it be... I wonder if this thing can engrave gun finish. Now I'm curious because I kind of want to put my logo on one of my Glocks. The random thoughts I have when I'm half asleep. My signs have been messed up ever since I worked in a weld shop. So I've dealt with this for years. I look at too much dust wrong and I get my signs attacked the next day. Honestly, it's already a lot better than it was when I woke up. So. Oh, man. I thought about doing one later, and if I get on my kayak, I might just to be like, yo, I want a kayak. Paddle around, see if anybody wants to chit chat, but. Where are they at? I can't reach where I got them sitting, so that hard to get the screen. I'll grab this one. Give me 1 second. I need to press some acetone or denatured alcohol on me. There we go. There it is. Yep. And it's just, like I said, it's just a cutting board butter. That's what everybody seems to call it when I was looking up the recipes. So that's why I even called mine board butter. I might come with something more unique for the next batch, but come on. Hurry up, computer. You talking to me or somebody else, Pam? Because I already make a great night owl, bald eagle, anti-cat. Because they sleep like 20 hours a day, I sleep like 4. I will be. What I'm going to do is set enough aside for the cutting board and bowls that I already have made. And then I'll be selling these extra. So like if somebody wants to, with the board. That way, it's available. And if it actually takes off, I mean, it only takes about 45 minutes to melt everything down, stir it up, fill these up. And I had 32 tins with about 3/4 of a gallon of liquid that after everything was mixed together. So it's one of those. It don't take much to get everything made up. This is what takes the time, is marking everything. Because don't know where I can get a sticker. I like playing with my laser, so hey. I can't take credit for it. I stole it from somebody else. I really want to see if I can do my logo on the side of the Glock right now. This is why I should not think of things like this, because now it's all I can think about doing. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. The idea. I didn't steal anything. I'm using that's sitting here. Other than my good looks, but, even those aren't that good. But I thought, isn't it a rule if you want to place a citizen's arrest, you have to be able to catch the person? I do like to run occasionally. It's always deep when I'm around. My laser's making it look funky. I think I got some buildup on the tip again. I really need the unit that plugs into here. Takes all the smoke and blows it out. Keeps it cleaner longer. No, these are metal. Yeah, I can't engrave resin, unfortunately. Maybe colored, but I haven't tried it. Although, yeah, if we want to play with resin, I do have a little bit left. Then I got about a half gallon upstairs that I've been playing with some of the eggs. And coming up soon, I need to start sanding those up so I can make some more. That's what I was trying to find last night. Huh. Funny. So I actually just found what I was trying to find the other day. I got a bottle of this Butcher Blocks conditioner. Other than the carnauba wax they put in here, everything they have in this is in all of those tins. And they definitely have more mineral oil than wax than I did. So it's almost a liquid. What I have sitting here is a solid. Nice. Yeah, we'll have to figure out how big you want that made, and I'll start getting stuff ready now. Depending on what colors you want, I might be able to use some hardwoods in it, and then stain some plywood and hide the fact that it's plywood, which will save a lot of money for you. And in all honesty, it'll actually help it last longer because plywood warp hardwood, believe it or not. Oh yeah. Yeah, these are gonna need some denatured alcohol or something. But I also think my tip's getting a little dirty, so I'm gonna wipe that off. Alright. Oh no, my laser's broke. It's actually one way you can set these up for how I'm doing this. Or I can also be lazy and hit buttons on here and control it with my computer. Oh, and for this one, it's actually a tablet, but hey. I think Jinx just hops in whenever she's free. I mean, it seems like she mods everywhere, so. Let's see if that helps at all. Heck, I thought this was going to jump into mine today. Where is she? Oh, she's not live on Discord, so I don't know. Ooh. Oh. Anybody else ready for a nap? It's something I very well might do as soon as I get off of here. Actually, yeah, that's something. Awesome, it did work. So yeah, and I not to be a jerk and rub it in or anything, but next Wednesday's video is already uploaded to YouTube and scheduled to come out. I just checked it, so I needed to confirm. I'm right there with you there, SRB. It took everything I had to come down here and actually do this because this is boring. So I was like, ooh, live stream. I'll find someone to talk to. I picked up about 10 a.m. was gone till 11:52, I think, is when I got home. Or something like that. What's up, Jerry Squared? You're looking at a laser engraver. Having a little bit of fun with some new product line that I'm engraving the tin. I actually, while I was on panel last night, cooked everything up and filled everything. And by the time it's done, until I can get my denatured alcohol from the barn, that's what it looks like with a little circle around it. And then all it is, stir them open, and it's just a board butter for like butcher blocks, but I include one with every cutting board or wood bowl that I sell, because it is what you actually apply about once a month or so, just to make sure everything stays nice and sealed up and looking pretty. I know CJ said this is one of his favorite things that I do is run the laser. So yeah, I actually got it from other sources, but I was like, you know what? I like it. I'm going to do it. So I'm also in the process of figuring out how long it's going to take to do all this per order of 32 pins, which is what I'm working with right now. And once I get that up, then I'll have the final price per unit. Yeah, I'm right there with you, SRB. The first one I made is mine, and then I made 2 others that I just could not part with. So I've got 3 that I made myself upstairs. But I also do a lot of grilling and stuff in the summer, so it's kind of nice to be able to just slap whatever you need and have a couple boards. So you weren't so far away, I'd say come to a show, and maybe the next one I do and that I post on YouTube, which I'm hoping to get the information for, because I thought I was clear to get into one this weekend. If I get it, I'm actually going to post it in YouTube and Facebook, and you never know. One of these days, I might just say, mention this post and get a 5% discount or a free top or something like that, just because you mentioned it and you happen to be a follower. So it all depends on the size and what goes into it. Right now, I've got them anywhere from, I think it's $30 all the way up to 80. Yeah, like I say, with one, but it also does come with a 10 of those. And yeah. And honestly, since most of the people that are in here live right now are actually people I consider friends, it's one of those. If it ever starts looking kind of nasty in a few years, because eventually they will, even if you take good care of them, if you let me know, that's when we get together. I bring a sander and sand it down and reseal it with exactly what's in these. Because I got to looking into it, because I knew you'd use mineral oil, but I found if you use mineral oil with the beeswax, it actually does a better job than mineral oil alone. So it's like, okay. I mean, like everything I do, it's always a learning process. But I mean, I still tell people, they're sealed up and ready to go right now. So, I wouldn't hesitate to put it. I wouldn't hesitate to use it with me or my family with the way they're at, or the way they were done. So. Much. I'm not rambling. Well, Pam, that's when you talk to me offline and we see what we can work out, because, I do offer friends and family discounts. So, I'd be lying if I haven't sold one to a family member for like $5 above cost, and they were like, you couldn't have done it. It's like, trust me, I know what I have in it. So. Those are for face grain boards. If you want end grain, it's for the amount of working time that goes into those and how difficult they are to make. It would be, depending on the size, probably $200 minimum, but it is definitely the absolute best of the best of what you can get for keeping your knife sharp longer. And well, really, that's the whole point of having an end grain. And yes, I'm a cooking nerd, so if no one knows what that means, let me know and I will gladly explain. Otherwise, I'm going to assume that everyone knows what I'm talking about. And sometimes I might be able to get wood that requires a little bit more work to get the size, but it's actually cheaper overall and only takes an extra couple minutes. So yeah, you never know. I might actually have gotten my hands on a cheap or on a really good deal, especially if I'm offering a good discount. Did I explain the difference then? Because I can in about 2 minutes. Let me grab a couple things because it does help to explain stuff. And I'm pretty sure I've got what I need over here. And if not, I can explain. Do I? Nope, but I do have resin stirring sticks. A couple paper. Alright. So, clearly this is not a piece of wood for a cutting board. But this, I'm going to use it for the example. So face grain is like this, where you're actually just seeing the pretty colors. End grain would be looking at it like this, where you're actually, when the tree is growing, this is how it is, or would look. So all the little cells that take the water up and down are going this way. The way it was described to me, think of those cell structures like straws. So they run like my fingers are right now, or like a big, but they're in a big stack, however thick the tree is. Face grain looks good, glues together easily, but when you're cutting into it, the cell structure, you're cutting into it basically a flat surface. Whereas with end grain on the microscopic level, you're cutting into, when you hit the board, it's actually, you're like going between them. And it's just a hair easier on the metal on your knife. So with a proper end grain cutting board and proper knife slicing or chopping technique, you can actually preserve your edge longer with end grain versus face grain. But the trade-off is end grain is way more expensive because it requires a heck of a lot more work. So I actually did make an end grain board for myself. I'm not happy with how it came out, but it works and it's small. By the end of the summer, I will have a nice one made for me. And I very well might do a video on it so people can see how much work goes into them. But you can also get some really cool effects with end grain if you start really working with them. I'm not speaking Greek. I could start speaking Chinese. Yeah, I mean, I know some chefs, not personally, but I know of them. They're like big TV personalities that will only use end grain because they think that it does something to their knife if they use anything else. And, you know, when you're sporting a knife that's a couple $100 or more, I get it. You got to take care of it. It's a major investment. But that's also like some of the cutting boards I see made, and actually a lot of them, they use a wood called Purple Heart. Beautiful purple wood. I don't think I have any here. It's all out in the barn right now. But it has a natural purple color to it. And absolutely beautiful. It looks amazing in a cutting board. But I've heard that sometimes in some people it actually causes a sensitivity, which was described when I did some more deeper research on it. Because I was like, what does this mean? They described it as like a food allergy. When you're not like, if you're cutting a steak or something on it, it's like you're allergic to the steak, but really it's a reaction to something in the wood, which is why unfortunately you'll never see me use it now until I can make sure that it's not just like the three sources that I've seen it from, just pulling something out of their rear end, just trying to sound like they're smart, which, let's be honest, happens all the time on the internet. So, it's lots to it that I don't really go into unless I'm kicked back, relaxing, and chit-chatting like I am today. Hey, look, it's the circle time. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever seen this thing do a burn like that. They just updated the programming for this. And I'm like, this is awesome, even though I still want to upgrade the program I use. I just don't have the $120 for the program to get the one I want. Process again. Framing. Almost. It is actually just how the wood comes out of the tree naturally, Cherry. It is a very purple wood, and a lot of times when you see it in the stores, it's extra purple because it's kiln dried, and you can actually bring that purple out when you heat it up. I think I actually, on one of my live streams, I actually made a pen with purple heart. And the way I brought the purple out, I accidentally overheated it because I was using the wrong type of gas in my torch. I'm an idiot. But like you can throw it in an oven and bake it, and it'll actually bring the purple out. If you want, I can run to the barn real quick and grab a piece and come right back. I'll be back before this is done burning. If you want to see it, but. Yeah, it's definitely a very, very pretty wood. Alright, you caught me wiping a pin down. Alright, because I actually need to grab my denatured alcohol from out. That's rubbing on off there, but it'll work. I will be back before this is done. I don't care what they say, my shop might be a mess, but at least I can still find stuff. Dang. I did run, Pam. I'll have you know. But yeah, that's Purple Heart. That's just the raw wood that I bought. That's the same color as what I bought. This is actually ready to get cut up for pendulums. And then with a little rubbing alcohol. That's what it looks like with finish on it. So, I'd say it's beautiful in cutting boards. I've seen a lot of them with it. But after finding out about the possibility of causing food sensitivities, I'm not comfortable using it until I can confirm that that is an old wives' tale or accurate. I actually couldn't tell you what tree it comes off the top of my head. I've never actually looked it up. Now I kind of want to. Well, like I say, I do make pretty tons with it. I have heard at times it will slowly go brown too over time, but I've personally never seen it happen. But you know, where does Purple Heart come from? Okay, I guess they actually call the tree Purple Heart, and it does come from Mexico through southern Brazil. I can totally make wine stoppers with them, yeah. Especially now that I found a place I can get it thicker pieces, even though it actually is stupid expensive to buy it that way. I would glue it up. I'd glue a couple up before I'd buy that. Yeah, most of that's tips for me on how to keep it looking purple, but yeah. Well, it's totally worth running out there because I got my rubbing alcohol so I can clean up all the soot left over on me. You'd like some of my cutting boards then, Cherry. I got two of them. Of course, they're the two most expensive, but they've got cherry, walnut, Hadouk, and maple all in them. Part of me wishes I could use hickory in them because I love the look of hickory. I haven't worked a whole lot with it because I just recently found a place I can get it reliably, but it is some beautiful wood. And that's one thing when I was doing my research for what woods are safe for cutting boards, it was fruit trees and anything that bears nuts. So like, I think they said applewood was good, but it's not a common wood to use for them. But like walnut, maple. Yeah, I mean, those are the four that I like, and I can literally do just about anything with those four colors. I'm going to wipe this one down, and I'm going to go through and I'll see if I can find some decent pictures of those cutting boards. I would guess the wood is different than the nut stuff. Plus, I mean, it's not like I'm getting a peanut tree. But I mean, that's also something if you do have a nut allergy, that it would definitely be smart to ask. Because I do make them with and without walnut. So. I gotta say, this is the worst one off center I've done so far. See how dark that thing is? A little spurt rubbing alcohol. A little elbow grease later. Look how much better that was. That sounds interesting. I didn't know they made black walnut ice cream. I do love me some walnuts. Yeah, I'm right there with you, Terry. The problem is I'm the type that I will gladly eat ramen in order to afford something nice if it's something I truly want. I know one of my local ice cream places they make banana cream pie ice cream. It's amazing. Best banana ice cream I've found to date. And that's my weakness. I don't eat a lot of ice cream, but holy cow. Love me some banana. I don't know if he is. I know I'm not. I had Chick-fil-A on the way home. Right. That's good, definitely good too, Jerry. I get that every so often, but I have got to see if I can find it. I don't know yet, so. Otherwise, I will keep forgetting because it's what I do best. That's what I thought. Yeah, as of right now, that's all the cutting boards I have in stock. Don't mind the top. These two are the ones that have cherry wood in them and are the more expensive. These two, no cherry, and the three little ones are the one on top, the cheapest one for $30, and these two with the cherry are definitely more expensive because tree wood is shockingly expensive, yet not as bad as I was expecting. Just not the easiest stuff to find for me. And now that I've worked with it and I know it's not a total pain in the rear, I'm going to be looking for other sources. And yes, there are some woods that I absolutely hate working with, yet they look beautiful. Not pointing fingers at anything, zebra wood. Looks beautiful, pain in the butt to work with. Yeah, that's one of the $80 ones. But to be fair, it is almost 22 inches long and like 12 and a half inches wide. I mean, it's not a small board at all. So really, before I make too many more of them, I need to check and see what shipping box sizes are so I can make them to ship. What? I'm not quite sure what you mean there, Sam. I'm a little confused. Yeah, that's the only reason I pointed that out, because it is the God's honest truth. But I also have all the machinery to be able to mill it down, so as I get good deals now, I can actually get away with buying the cheaper, rougher stuff. Because usually if I can get a good deal on that, by the time I'm done with it, it don't take me long to mill wood down at all. Especially when you have the right tools. Oh, it makes life so much easier having the right tool. Quite some stuff back here. If I take off running with it, it's actually the charging cord sitting on my leg, so I would actually take this whole tripod out. Framing complete. Start. Start. Yeah, I've got two near me. So usually I don't have extra money when I leave woodcraft though. So today I did, and I was like, I'm gonna go spend $20 for lunch. But I'm not sure what you mean by stealing the wood there, Pam. I'm a little bit confused. If you're talking about purple heart, even like for food safe finishes, I can only use stuff like wax. And as you cut on the board, the wax will work itself out eventually. Which is why they say about once a month or so you should reapply the board butter that I'm marking up right now. So, and as you wear it away, you will get food exposure, the exposure to the natural wood. So, yeah. See, that's more motivation to come up my way for a Saturday craft show, so you can take your kids, or so you can take the teams to Chick-fil-A out this way. You don't have to go all the way to vacation to be able to get it. And you can see me. You can't see it, but I'm trying to look cute. But then again, it's also the nice thing about the area I'm in. I can get to just about any restaurant or any major restaurant chain within 35 minutes of my house. And I probably have 2 options in that distance. So, well, that's why I do them, Cherry. And hey, I would be in my PJs too, except I actually had to run an errand today because I'm working on a couple of ideas to try to build my viewer count, because I don't get forgot what I was going to say. I looked at chat. Then got confused. Thank you, Terry. But yeah, because some of my favorite YouTubers, because like I follow a medical doctor, his name's Dr. Mike, it's also his channel name. Kelsey was 7 gear. Coolest dude I've ever met. I say met, I'm just a huge fan of him on YouTube. Yes, his real name is Kelsey. Yes, it's a dude. I don't know what his parents are thinking, but awesome guy. He's actually a 747 pilot for his day job, and anyone that knows me knows I get way too excited to talk to any type of pilot. And there's another one, his name's Peter. He's I think he said he lives in Switzerland, but he's a 7 passenger pilot, and Kelsey was 7'4". He does more cargo than anything, but he also does passenger flying. He flies a 747, Peter flies a 737, and they talk about basically everything they can up to the limit of where they cannot talk about things with the public, because there's certain security procedures they can't go into. And they'll even say, all I can say about this is, don't worry, we have procedures. And that's all you'll ever get out of them. 2 really cool dudes. If you're into anything to do with aviation, definitely recommend them. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing like custom pen for each of them, because one of my main suppliers just released a jet airliner pilot pen series. I'm thinking about ordering 2 of them, making them up for Kelsey and Peter, and sending them out. With dirty little secret, I was actually out picking up a medical. I think they call it a medical or lifesaver pen for Dr. Mike. I'm actually going to make. I'm debating on either doing a special video for that or a live stream. But when I'm done making it, I'm actually going to bring it down here. Let me grab something. I can convert this whole unit to put 2 rollers on it. This is how I engrave my wine glasses. But I can pair rollers on it as well, and then set a pen tube in there, and it'll actually roll the tube and engrave it the same way it does with the wine glasses. And putting, like their name and handle name on a pen for each of them. Just basically saying thanks for putting out good content and giving them a card with it. And if it gets me more viewers, awesome. If not, I'm still a huge fan of their channel, and a lot of them actually got me through some pretty rough times in the past. So, I would do it for me even if I wasn't doing YouTube, in all honesty. Especially now that I'm starting to feel confident in my skill level. So, yeah. Yep. So, I know at one point CJ was talking about wanting a custom pen with his logo on it, and I actually picked up some beautiful white holly. It is the whitest wood I've ever seen. And no, I'm not trying to be a jerk by saying anything. It is just white. I have one pen made of it right now for sale. I had somebody at the last show I was at pick it up, look at me and go, "Is this made of bone?" It's like, actually, that's wood, believe it or not. They didn't believe me. They legit thought it was made of some kind of animal bone, and like, nah. So, and I know people do make stuff out of bone and antler, and I can get my hands on it if I want to. I haven't had the motivation to, because I'm not a big hunter. Yeah. Just, trying to get more people into this, because really I would love to be doing this kind of thing full time, just like CJ. Except I'd rather be in my shop building for 8 hours a day rather than streaming 8 hours a day, although I would definitely be streaming stuff like this tonight. And don't get me wrong, I do like doing builds live with people, because then if you have questions about why I do something a certain way, and sometimes there's a reason, sometimes this is the way I was shown, and I'm always interested and willing to learn new tips and tricks, techniques, because, I definitely don't know everything. Oh, that was the other one I was going to send a couple times to. It's called 731 Woodworking, or Woodwork. I forget, it's one or the other. But Matt and Abby, Abby. His wife's name is Amy, not Abby. I know these things. But they're another cool group. He actually walked away from being a state police officer to do woodworking full time and got into YouTube, and now it's his everyday. He makes his living from selling plans, small projects, working art markets. I have no idea who that is. Yeah, last I saw, I was up to 36, I think it is. Yeah. And I'm not expecting to blow up overnight, but I would definitely like to I'd definitely like to beat the 1,000 mark by the end of the year. Kind of my goal. I'm thinking about doing a giveaway at like 250 or 500 for like a bowl or something, and then if I make 1,000 by the end of the year, I might do like 4 or 5 bowls, 4 or 5 pens. and just ship them out to whoever within the U.S. Because I'm sorry, I'm poor. I can't afford international shipping. Yeah. I might hop on later if I'm in the shop and doing some other stuff because I'm probably going to take a nap between now and then. So if you see me on later, be warned, I might actually be finishing up my table so I can finally use my jointer. Because depending on how this week's looking, I might be picking up some more cutting board wood and able to work on it in 2 weeks when I've got the weekend off again. But yeah, I very well might do that, Herbie. Because what I might do is, when I get done with all this, take a nap for a couple hours, go out to the lake that's just down the road from me because it's less than a mile away. And, you know, with my kayak, all I got to do is throw a flag on it, throw it in the bed of the truck, and throw a bungee strap over it to be legal. Run down there, paddle around I can make it to our dam and back in an hour and a half if I'm alone. Longer if I got people that don't know what they're doing, but it's usually more fun. But yeah, then come back because I do want to get my joiner table done. I need to get some supports added to my router table that I made, and something else I need to do out there, but I think what it is off the top of my head. I mean, that's all simple. You know, cut 2 boards at this length, cut 2 boards at that length. Make sure these 2 are square, put the other 2 on top of those, screw everything together. Done. So, and the nice thing with shop projects, if it's not perfectly square, I'm okay with it because all I need is it for it to be able to support the tool and the board piece. And you better not butcher a kayak. Do you know how not fun that is to have a kayak that has a hole in it out on a lake? Because I've experienced it. And yes, I kid you not, I had a kayak split its hull in the middle, about 12 inches long. It was brand new to me. I'd only had it like a month. It was the 3rd or 4th time I had it out. And I'm floating along. It's like, this thing's getting really hard to paddle. It's really heavy. I opened something up so I can look inside the hull and I see a couple inches of water. I turned right and immediately got off the water. By the time I got off, I was almost swamping it. It had so much water in it. It took, I think it was 3 guys plus me to pull it out of the water. And one of them looked at me and he's like, how on earth were you able to paddle this fast? And I was like, I caught it when I was straight out there and made the 3/4 of a mile run back as hard as I could. I yelled at several people saying, get out of my way, I'm taking on water. One of them didn't move and I just ran straight through him. He was not happy until he actually turned around and was yelling at me when we pulled it out and he saw how much water was in that boat. He was like, now I understand. I was like, I told you I'm taking on water, dude. I don't feel bad at all. But ironically, it was close to where I fell out of one a couple years later. That was a fun day too. Thank God it's warmer today. In all honesty, I wasn't all that far out of breath. I can get one going pretty quick without putting too much effort into it. It's just a matter of timing. If you can time your strokes right, you can get them going really fast without actually killing yourself. It takes a little oomph to get it going, but once you got it going, you get that momentum going. You just keep that momentum, and you're good, and you're solid. What's up, Greg? Give me 1 second. I'm just running my laser engraver, and as I pull them off, I gotta clean a little bit of residue off the cans that I'm engraving. This way, this actually pops better, so you can get a better idea what they look like. Putting this on these little cans. Trying to get it. Yeah, just my logo with butcher buck or board butter on it. And then all I did is I made some homemade board butter or butcher block conditioner, whatever you want to call it. And anybody that buys a cutting board or wood bowl from me, I'm just gonna throw one of these in with them from now on. That way I can this is a little value added. It doesn't cost very much at all to make them. I mean, right now, this is the biggest expense is me sitting here engraving everything. But I don't know where to get stickers, and I already have the laser, so why not? I'd rather have the can look shiny where it's in there than put a boring white sticker on it anyway, so. Just for keeping anything like wooden spoons, cutting boards, wooden bowls, anything that's for direct food contact that is made of wood. It just helps keep everything look pretty, makes it last longer, prevents it from stinking. Plus, I'm also going to sell them independently. So if like somebody buys a cutting board and they don't have anything like it, and then they come by me and they see that I include a thing of conditioner with it, and, oh, well, what if I just want the conditioner? Well, here you go. It's however much it comes out to. I'm determining the price right now, believe it or not, by seeing how long it takes me to do this. Yeah, it's I'm ever since I got into woodworking SRB, I have learned so much about how to keep wooden spoons and stuff like that nicer, longer. Because like when I was looking at the ratio for this last night to make sure that I had everything right before I mixed anything, that was one of the things that came up was this recipe is for anything wood, whether it's spoons, bowls, plates, cutting boards, anything that's made of wood in the kitchen. Use this to keep it nicer and longer. Like, and I've actually, one of the guys I follow, I shouldn't say follow, because I'm not subscribed to him, but when I first got this laser, he does laser engraving as his business. I mean, he does everything from like custom coasters like I do to everything if you can do with one. I mean, I've even done these. Shameless plug for Evil CJ. Go subscribe to Shameless Return. Or sorry, I keep bumping that. tripod, or even my little cross with the angel wing. But yeah, he was saying in his channel he used to go to Dollar Tree and just buy like a case of wooden spoons, sand them down, engrave them with something funny, and then he'd soak them in mineral oil for like 2 days. Which, I mean, and all this stuff is mineral oil and beeswax mixed together. I mean, granted, I melt the beeswax into the mineral oil that mix that up. So, yeah. Yeah. Well, if you ever want anything engraved in anything, let me know. If it's something I can do, I can totally get it done. Just make sure it looks good in black and white. And the only thing I'm struggling to get right at the current time is shot glasses. I just cannot get the angle to fit right and get the images to look right. They keep getting distorted from the angle that shot glass is sitting in. Because trust me, if I could get them, I'd be engraving them. So I've heard there's a different style of turning unit that I can hook into this that I can use instead of the custom angle up to like 80 degrees, and I might have to break down and buy that to be able to do shot glasses. But if I got to, I got to. It would also give me the option to do a few other things as well. I mean, I've also engraved sunlit wine glasses, real wine glasses. I've not done it yet, but I can totally engrave Yeti cups too, because it's actually the exact same process as what I'm doing here, just on a cylindrical unit, which is just a matter of unhooking one cord in here, raising this whole unit up, and then I just put 2 of these. Sorry. 2 of those where it's unscrewed on each corner, which will lift this up to the maximum that I can right now with my little spinny unit. And I can do, wine glasses, all kinds of fun stuff. Ow. I totally can. Haven't yet. I'm thinking about getting a couple of El Cheapos from Walmart just to get just to make sure I've got the settings down. But I mean, like when you're doing like something like a Yeti, I mean, really all you're doing is stripping the paint off in a specific area. You're not really etching into the metal, which is exactly what I'm doing here. I'm just taking the black paint off. So all depends on how hard it is for me there, Greg. Just give me details and I'll let you know. I will say as of right now, I have one custom order that I'm going to try to knock out later tonight, which is 5 cents. But they're mini wood ones, so it shouldn't take more than a couple hours. But after that, I am totally caught up on orders, which definitely increases or decreases my time to get stuff out. So you can either give me details here. Pretty sure you can follow me on Facebook, and if not, kevincraft@myyahoo.com to the email. My phone number should be on here, or pretty sure my email's on my YouTube page too. But yeah. And if we're talking things that need custom designing, then I'll sketch it out by hand because I hate using pads. It's confused for me, and then a pencil and paper is so much easier for me to follow. So the good news is we're knocking these things out. Everything inside of here is all I got left. Between the couple I did last night is to figure out the setting, which is 100% at 40 millimeters a minute. It's, yeah. Took about half an hour to get that figured out, and yeah, you can bet it off. The laser I'm using here, I believe, can do 16 by 17, and then I got I can't remember what my big one upstairs can do. I actually have 3 laser units. Yep, right here. Believe it or not, this is my smallest one. The one I'm using is my medium size, but I can also get an extension bed for it, and it can do, I think, like 18 by 24 of them. It's something like that. And then my one upstairs. Sorry, I'm not awake at all. I'm out of the chat too, so if anybody says anything, I can't see it. I'm looking at the number right now. What is 460 millimeters per inch? What is 810 millimeters per inch? Yeah, my big one can do basically 31 and 3/4 inches by about 18 inches. So I've definitely got, and it has just as, and all 3 of them has just as fine a detail to be able to do, you know, even my logo, which if I can get this to focus in right. My camera don't want to focus, but there's actually 2 lines around that diamond shape, which I think you can see it. Yeah, which you can see on the logo that on the comment I just put up with my logo. You can actually see the 2 lines that I'm putting on these. So, yep. So, I mean, were you in here when I showed the other 2 that I've got done down here, Dre? I can't remember. I'm looking for other examples of stuff that's done. Yeah. You want an exam? Here's another one that I've done. I have an obsession with military aircraft. I mean, The bowl that I have on my channel is actually everything I do to make them. For the wooden bowls, resin's the exact same procedure. It's just whatever I put in it and hoping that it cuts the same and doesn't blow up and cause me pain for months. But I've also actually engraved. I've also used my lasers to engrave bowls. I did it for one of the ladies that runs the vendor shows that I do a lot of my craft shows for. She had a family member that was doing their baptism, and they pour water over their head rather than do the traditional dunk them. I'm not sure if there's a difference. I know I was dunked, and that's how I was always raised that you were supposed to do when you got baptized. So, but yeah, I not only made the bowl for them, I also engraved her family member's name in the middle with the date of their baptism. Actually, I think I had that as a video that I was cleared to use for putting up. So you might see that eventually too. That's another good ASMR. That one might get put up. Just hasn't put anybody's name out there, even with permission, because I'm weird like that. I'd rather put my real name out there than anyone that's a potential customer or has been a customer. Okay, Gray. Get some rest. Feel better. That's an order. Now I'm puffing my chest with the look tough. Since I'm behind the camera and you can't see it. So I was on my leg, you totally see it and be laughing. Because I don't look intimidating at all until I'm like actually pissed off. This was good. I might actually go into my settings and speed this up a little bit more if this one cleans up okay. Yeah, that one's nothing. I got two that aren't salvageable as of right now. I am going to see if speeding this up a touch more. Because again, if I can, the faster it gets done, the lower the price of it. And I'm all about giving the lowest price with the highest quality that I can offer. Okay. I got that set, so on the next one it'll go a little bit quicker. The only thing I don't like about this one is with my other lasers, if I tell it to go faster, it will speed up immediately. What's not good? Oh, you're talking about the two that are not salvageable? It don't matter. What I'll do is use those for when I'm done with stuff here. It's all it's all a part of figuring out how to get your settings right and how to make sure everything's adjusted in properly. I'm not upset. I ain't upset about it. I mean, it's all a part of what I do, unfortunately. Probably butterfly hasn't jumped in yet. Usually she's on around now. I'll glide through the water. There's no water here. If I hope not, that's how we get explosions. By the way, it's a joke from work is that if water gets under molten aluminum, it actually will explode. And then our plant blows up, and then we take out about 2 to 3 city blocks, and then yeah, it's a bad day. Oh, 15 more. Dang, I'm only half done. I had 32 of these to fill up. Dude. So I've been running on about 3 hours into this. Alright, now I gotta exit out of this and restart it. Now this shall have my new settings, which hopefully are a little bit faster, and we will see if this is gonna work for me, because if it does, this will definitely save a tick of time. And this is why I laugh at people when they say my prices are too high. Because if I can get these done and save half an hour to an hour, this is what I'll base my price on for how long it takes to get everything done. I don't think so, because my understanding is if you're allergic to honey, then I would be concerned. But even then, I'm not sure that would be an issue. That's definitely something to look into. Because to be allergic to a bee, you're allergic to its venom, which is not contained in the honey or beeswax at all. Because the beeswax is actually a byproduct of the honey and part of what they eat. So at least that would be my understanding. That's definitely something that you were allergic to. I would definitely recommend talking to a doctor or um, research on your own. Puppy dog, go lay down. Go lay down. I know you're lonely. But if he comes through here, he's gonna knock everything over and make a huge problem. And he's in trouble. Is beeswax safe to use if you're allergic to bees? Okay, just in the top couple results, this is saying if you're allergic to the sting, it doesn't say anything about being allergic to the sting. Rather, if you are allergic to just the bee being on you, then avoid honey and avoid beeswax. But it's very, very, very rare. So, shoot, I keep the dog gators in my prep. I don't get hit, then I kick it. I'm a G. Hmm. Does it look like Malaysia's moving a little quicker to anybody? It looks like it's flying to me. Well, you talking about the ones that get engraved or the ones that I play with resin? Because I'll be honest, I don't have any that are decent that are engraved down here right now. The only one kind of looks like crap, which I made for SRB originally. But I actually, when I do engrave them, I actually have to paint them with something to be able to get the image to stick. Otherwise, this laser does not have the power, and it'll actually reflect back up into the laser units and burn them out super duper fast. So, if there's something you want to see, I will totally send you a picture. I don't have any decent ones available quickly. And I don't want to walk away from this at this point because I am really excited to see if this is any quicker. Because if it is, as soon as this is done, I'm taking a nap. All of these are done, meaning this boy needs a little more sleep before he tries to do anything else. Are you talking about just the resin ones that I played with in general? Because I do have a couple of those sitting here. They just need cleaned off before I would even try to sell them. So this is one style I can do where I just fill the bottom. This is one I tried to make look a little bit like the ocean. Hard to do with the top not being accessible, but I did my best. And the other one, I gotta clean this off before I and get another one running, because like I said, I am on the clock doing this today. I don't really see a difference. So we're gonna roll with the new setting. It's 6 minutes. The other ones are taking about 8, I believe. They just changed up how this program works, so I'm still learning. Every couple of months they change it up again. It's like, why? You're making it more complicated. I don't like it. But it's allowing me to do more, so honestly, it's the other reason I'm holding off on buying the other laser burning program, because if I can pull off not having to spend $120, I'm going to. And then that's one that I threw on. It's got its own coaster, basically. Well, not coaster, but anti-tip device. But then it's got the seashells, real sand mixed with resin, and ocean-like effect. All in a convenient, grabbable glass. Like I say, I do know this is probably a neat clean. It will be for, this one will be for sale soon, after I get everything cleaned up. I didn't make you hungry. You made yourself hungry. Yeah, like I said, I'm going to be on until these are done. So I'm keeping myself accountable, because otherwise I'll go to sleep right now. And I very well might throw a kayak in the water later, or I might jump on later and play around in that barn outside later on tonight. Haven't decided yet. Oh. Hey, I can hear my rock music again. Oh. Yay, we're on the butter. It's smooth. It's smooth. Anybody know maybe that's from? That means you could hear me. All right. We up the speed again. Let's see if this is gonna work. I missed by about 8 things. zip it, 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 zip it. Oh. Dude, I'm falling asleep. I'm so tired. I might not make it. Cool. No real appreciable difference, though. Faster settings. We're going to try to bump the speed up one more time. I don't think I'm gonna make it to Raleigh. Yeah. 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 Oh. Okay. I really want to get this to 5 minutes of 10. Alright. Up again. Like I said, or like I just said, I want to get this to 5 minutes apiece. Because I'm sitting here thinking this is taking way too long. If I can get this to burn at 5 minutes apiece, it takes about a minute to set everything up and re-square everything for. This is all part of the first run to figure out the fastest we can get it going. Skittles! Pretty sure you're the only one here, Skittles. Just here playing with the laser, getting some stuff engraved. Trying to get my speed up to about 5 minutes of 10. Got a bunch of these to get together. All it is board butter. This is for, you put this on like wooden spoons you use to cook with, cutting boards, bowls, stuff like that. And yeah, it just helps preserve everything. Keeps it looking nice, smelling decent. So they get a longer life out of them. I'm including one with every cutting board and wood bowl purchase from today on. Since I just recently realized, like, it's actually a nice thing to include with stuff people buy. So, Grizz is here. Grizz, I thought you took off, man. I haven't heard from you in forever. Somebody just left. I'm also starting to get really tired, so... Oh, okay, man. Yeah, I'm about ready to start taking some footage I have of stuff I've done. And I'm thinking about throwing together a little intro video for my channel. Only thing I'm having issues with is getting the right music, because I don't know where I can get the stuff that I don't have to pay for. Let's see if this is any... Yeah, I went it down to 5 minutes. 3 minutes, 38 seconds to process. Yeah, I've been being way too nice for this one. Yeah. The one I showed you before took almost 7 minutes to get ready. This is just over 3.5 after it's cleaned up. That's 4 minutes 10. That's right where I want it to be. Process again, framing. Saying with this, I can actually custom engrave just about anything. Wow. Cool. Okay, as soon as these are done, I'm taking a nap. I've been up since like 4 a.m. I think it was. But yeah. Also, Skittles, if you haven't seen it, I do have a new video up today. It's all about how I make and turn wooden bowls. Resin's basically the same thing, just I have to go slower because wood I can be super aggressive with. Resin, not so much. We all saw what happens when I get too aggressive with resin. Although that's not what caused that one to blow up. That was just stupidity. But if I'm being honest, if I got a tool in there and I'm fighting it, yeah, if I turn it like I do wood, that's exactly what'll happen. But yeah. Oh man. I can live for 38 minutes, or 3 minutes, 38 seconds. This is when laser work gets fun. Although it really helps when you bring your mouse down. Because the touch screen sucks. Um, What's up, Ruckus? I'm playing with my laser engraver. Sorry, I'm also spacing out because I'm about to take a nap when I'm done. But these are tins full of, I call it board butter. Some people call it cutting board conditioner, butcher block conditioner. Basically, it's the stuff you put on your cutting board like once a month or so to keep everything looking nice, pretty, keep the bacteria buildup down, and just to help increase the life of anything wood that's used in your kitchen, like bowls, butcher blocks, spoons, stuff like that. I'm just throwing my logo on them because it's something I'm including with all my cutting boards, bowls. I actually don't make spoons, so not that I can, I've just never tried it. But yeah, so I'm just kind of chilling and making sure everything's somewhat square. That's the first one I haven't had to move. And then just a little spurt of rubbing alcohol that pulls off all the soot and junk from the burning, which is what all this is from. And you get my logo, everything on there, along with a 2-ounce tin butcher block conditioner. I just call it board butter because it's easier, rolls off the tongue quicker. Since this is the first round of what I've been making, I'm actually trying to figure out how quick I can get it and still keep everything looking nice, which I think I finally hit the sweet spot. So, yeah. Other than that, I've just been chilling and people have been coming and going. And I'm just chilled back here, watching chat. Oh, I've got as of right now, I've got, how many is that? Those 7. Yeah. They're all sitting out in my show box right now, but not yet. I'm in the process of trying to figure that out too. I'm not a techie by any stretch of the imagination. Running this tablet right there to run this is about as technical as I'm comfortable with. But I do stuff through Facebook, email, text message, stuff like that. I've got my phone number on my Facebook page for my business phone, which is what I'm currently on for this. So, but yeah. So, I didn't realize this laser could go this fast and still get that much heat on the stuff. By the way, this is my newest one. It's I'm still learning it a little bit. I got used to this dinky little laser unit just right here. That's the laser on this one. That whole box that moves is the laser on this one. It's a bit of an eye-opener for what this thing can actually do. I'm used to having to run everything so slow. Yeah, sounds good, man. So I know CJ's been telling me I need to, he's been trying to get us in touch for a minute too, because of all the references you make to wooden nickels. And I can totally run stuff like that on here too. Because, I mean, clearly I can do circles, no problem. But that didn't look even. I can definitely make you some. If you want anything specific on it, let me know, and I can come up with some ideas and send you the image. And if you like it, then I'll just, throw them in here and burn them. If you want 2 sides to them, It'd take a bit more time, but I can figure out how to do all that because this thing is capable of cutting wood too. I just don't haven't tried it yet. Alright. Oh. Really had to see it, Paul. Mm. I'm jealous, man. I love mowing, and I'd love to have 2.5 acres. Have fun, man. Sam, I very well might be on later too. I think I'm gonna take a nap for a little bit because I only got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, and then I'm gonna be on my main shop. I got to get some stuff made out there for making cutting boards, so I can get one of my new tools mounted and get everything else ready to rock and roll and clean some stuff up. So, have a good one. No. Yeah. Oh, again. Framing. Jeez! I've been on for hours! I thought you weren't coming! You missed all the... Hey, I'm not sure where to run this thing at. Well, you got 4 more until I'm off of here and going to take a nap. But with everything I need to get done out in the barn, Vero might be out there working later, and I might go live because I gotta add on to some tables and stuff. And it's all good, Jink. I was just gonna make fun of you because said you were gonna be there on earlier. From yeah, you know me. I gotta be funny. But yeah. I'm trying to keep these to about 5 minutes a piece for processing. Especially now that I'm realizing my new laser is a whole lot more powerful than I'm used to playing with. When I say a whole lot more powerful, this box here is the whole laser unit. While that's running, this itty bitty box here is the laser unit I'm used to playing with. So, yeah, that's what we're putting on these. A little bit of rubbing alcohol and a little bit of rubbing with a paper towel. That's what I end up with. Isn't it creative? Yeah, that one's advertised as that particular model is no longer available. It was advertised as a 3.5 watts. I then upgraded to a 5.5 watt, and that's a 20 watt. But yeah, then they just unscrew, and I got my board butter in there already. I actually mixed this up and filled these up last night on CJ's Live. Because you never know what I'm doing behind the scenes. And that's how I like it. They ripped me off. It was 32 pounds. Okay. That's 32. Okay, 36, not 32. It's fine. Okay. I just can't count. This is why I need a nap. Yeah, well, actually what I'm going to do from today on, except for the 2 family members that have already bought cutting boards from me, their families, so I'm going to be nice and give them one. I'm actually going to include a can of this with every purchase of a cutting board or wooden bowl. So actually what I'm probably going to need to do by Friday is order a few more, because I'm wanting to get... I forgot how much fun bowls are to turn. And I'm not sure if you saw the picture I sent you or not, but my next video is already uploaded, which is the ASMR version of how to turn a bowl. So yeah, I forgot how much fun they are, and it's actually, honestly, it's more fun for me to turn it than pens and stuff are. Oh, the ASMR one's coming out next Wednesday at 6 a.m. It's already scheduled, uploaded. Unless YouTube goes down, nothing's stopping it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do after that, because I'm trying to get a weekly video out and then be live at least one day a week too. And as soon as this is done, I'm actually going to go take a nap, and then I'm probably going to be live later on tonight. Again, since, you know, CJ takes Wednesday nights off, and I'm actually off. Yeah, that is some of my favorite wood to work with. It's called ambrosia maple. I have a bunch more. Yeah, it's hard to believe that the colors that's caused in that is actually a type of fungus. There's a beetle called the ambrosia beetle that digs its way into the wood, and that's where there's something on its body that causes it to rot and mold, and cause those certain colors. So honestly, I really don't want to sell that one, but I have too many already. So yeah. Then again, I might throw my little carpenter dude on the later too. Just kind of air bubbles. Wow, I'm losing my voice. I'm familiar with rainbow wood. That stuff is so expensive though. If I ever got any, I don't know that I'd be able to sell it, because I'd want to keep it too much. Yeah. Today is an example of why you should always wear a respirator when bolt trimming though. My sinuses are killing me. Honestly, if you can find a good piece of rainbow poplar, it actually gives it a run for its money. You don't get quite the same number of colors, but it's still very pretty wood. But it's a lot harder to find that in pretty colors, so, you know, pros and cons. Yeah, I've seen some pieces of poplar that it's beautiful coloring. I mean, granted, if you know what you're looking for, you can also get purple heart like that. You throw that in with a few other colors, and you can almost simulate it. Because once you add, finish the purple heart, I use my cheater trick. You can see the difference there. By the way, if you ever want to know what wood looks like when it's going to get finished, put either hand sanitizer on it, or this is just rubbing alcohol. You can already see that in about 5 minutes that'll be totally dry, back to its normal color. Doesn't affect anything. Doesn't leave residue behind. And that's actually all I'm using to clean off these pins too. Yeah. Yep. in all honesty, because whenever I'm showing this stuff, I'm also looking at the camera. The camera does not do it justice. Even on the bowls I do, it's for the difference of what finish does. It's amazing, and I've never seen a camera that captures the full difference of what you see. I'm hoping by next year to be able to get a generator and be able to actually take stuff like that out for shows, to be able to like live turn in front of people with a pen or a bowl or something. That would, you can actually be there and witness what I'm talking about. It is totally different when you see it in person. But I could talk about that all day. Oh wait, it's my channel. I do what I want. All right. Oh. Oh. So we cooking anything good, Jinx? Because I'm getting hungry. I'm not alone again. Okay. Yeah. But what you can't see is the actual fine detail that really just. Oh. You're making me feel like one of Pablo's dogs now. I'm drooling. Quick, I need to find something that looks like drool. Ooh, I got some resin. Let's have some fun. Hey, you know my birthday was less than a week ago, and I haven't got my birthday dinner yet. Not that I actually celebrate it, but if I get steak, I will. Now that's just mean. Don't make me grab my fun grill right there. It's got a really bright light. I'll shine it in your eyes. Hey, I'm there. Forget going live later and play it in the shop. I'd rather have a good steak. Whew. Yeah, you think I'm kidding. I'm really not. It's almost nap time. Yeah, well, I'm just hoping I'm still got my spot in Medina because they still haven't sent me the paperwork yet. It's not. Might just be doing Hartville Saturday morning and not able to make Medina this week, which sucks because I told a lot of people I was going to be there. The normal recommendation is once a month, but let's be honest, nobody does that. If you use it regularly and you're actually and you leave a little bit of oil on it, that's usually all it actually takes, to be totally honest. I mean, I've got some that they've sat for years. I've not done anything, and they're just as good as the day I bought them. That was before I was into woodworking. But yeah, I mean, it's just, but in an ideal world, about once a month. But it also, like, if you're using it every day, you're definitely going to want to make sure it's getting oiled. If you use it like 3 or 4 times a week, you can let it go a little longer. And I know they sell stuff in the stores you can buy for it too. It's literally called Butcher Block Conditioner. I actually have a bottle right here. Not sponsored, but I tried using this stuff for a while. I liked it. It does a good job. But when I'm doing the finish on a bowl, I like to use pure beeswax. And on the cutting boards, this stuff is definitely superior, just because it's not spinning on a lathe, and this stuff will absorb in a lot better. So, depending on my end, when it's completely done and I've sanded everything down and all the pores are wide open, that's when I have considerations like making sure I put a liberal amount on to make sure it absorbs in all the way around. Because, I mean, as long as you're not submerging it in water and letting it sit in water overnight or leaving them sit out wet, theoretically you should be okay. But specifically, my understanding is the wax and the oil that's mixed together, it's there to help keep it from, if it gets too dry, the wax will crack. So that's what it's there for, just to help keep it lasting longer. Sleepy. So we're on part 2 of 3. That's the real key to keeping anything wood lasting a lot longer and looking better. Because a lot of people will throw, like if a wooden spoon gets nasty looking, they'll throw it in the water overnight, and you just can't do it. You'll ruin it. I mean, the butter helps, but if you're doing that regularly, there's no amount of this stuff would stay. Actually, that's the next thing I need to do. So if I don't make a show this weekend, I'm probably going to actually type up care instructions. Then sadly, I have to run to my mom's to print it out because my printer doesn't work from my phone or my computer, but the copier works in it. So I go over there and print a master, and then I make copies here. Dirty little secrets. But yeah, that's everything I had. I'm exhausted. You can't tell I'm a little stuffed up because I forgot my respirator while recording videos last night. So I'll hang out here for a minute, but yeah, there ain't nothing to see now. Fun part's over. But yeah, no, it absolutely will rot the wood, and that it also, if you let it soak too long, then you start letting bacteria build up, and that's just going to destroy it even faster. Plus, potentially put nasty stuff in your food, and nobody wants that. So, what's up, CJ? You caught me right at the end, man. Yeah. Like I said, I'm probably going to hop on later and do another one. I want to reinforce a couple tables. I need to cut legs for another one. And yeah. So I'm going to let the dog out and then kill the stream. I'm muting from here on out. Cat in the hat, that be that. See y'all in a couple hours. Like I said, man, I'll be on in a little bit. I just need a nap, and then I'm going to do some stuff out in the barn. So